Yo, what is popping? It's your boy Mr.BandClap, and we in the building with another short video. So, in light of everything that's going on right now with this Scorpio moon, and we know that Scorpio, it represents exposing things like secrets, deep desires, deep passions, being that detective. And since we're in a Virgo sun, so this is different things that's being exposed and coming to the surface, different insecurities, things that you need to do some shadow work over. So with that being said, I want to pose the question: when was the last time you cleaned out your closet? So when you hear about different things like secrets, different things that's been under wraps and it's being exposed, and it's a secret, a lot of people say that you have skeletons in your closet and stuff like that. Right now, a lot of people are very vulnerable. A lot of people are very vulnerable. A lot of people are exposing different things that that they themselves might not have even wanted out, but because of the internet, because of other parties involved and all of these things, now this information is out and you have to deal with this. So in my life, I've been really thinking about this. I've really been contemplating on different things that I need to work on, different shadow work things that I need to do. And I have a video coming out soon called Shadow Work Ain't Pretty. And that's going to be a very powerful video, just like the rant video that I did about my shroom trip. So I came up with this title because as I'm thinking about this, as I'm thinking about different things that I need to work on, different insecurities that I need to rectify, and I need to dig deeper and do that shadow work, I went back to my childhood, and there was something very, very pivotal about my childhood that kind of gave me the answer that I was looking for. So me growing up, and I've said this in a couple of my other videos, I had a very middle class, lower middle class type of living. I wasn't necessarily raised in the ghetto or in the hood or anything like that. But that doesn't mean that I didn't experience my share of issues in my environment. One of those issues were that in our house for a long time, we had a roach problem, and it was really bad. Now, my mom, which is a Scorpio, she was extremely clean. My mom is extremely clean. She taught me and my little brother about being clean, making sure that we cleaned up after ourselves, make sure that we kept our room clean. Every Saturday, we would, spend the whole weekend just cleaning up the house. I couldn't play my video game or do anything for fun until I helped my mom clean up the house. And a lot of times, our punishment would be to scrub the house and clean the house and all of that. So the roach problem that we had, it had nothing to do with us being dirty. It had to do with the people next door were very dirty, and they were bringing them over to our place. And then in our backyard, we had a sewer. So the mixture of those two things, and us not really having the money like that to call pest control, which we ended up doing later on in my life. But at the time of me being a child, we just couldn't afford it. So with that being said, one thing I noticed was that the colder I kept my room, the less likely any bugs would come in my room. So I always kept my room really cold. I had the air conditioner on, high cool. I had my fan on, real high, and all of that. And for the most part, it did the job. I really didn't have a lot of bugs in my room like that, except for one place that's always full of stuff, and it's always dark in that place. and that place was my closet. Now, this was a kind of a crazy thing because all of my toys were in my closet. All of my clothes were in my closet. All the things that I need as far as to play and to wear and all that stuff was in my closet. But as a kid, you know, it was the scariest thing to do, especially at night, was to go in my closet, because ain't no telling what was about to crawl out of there. And for me, that was more scarier than a monster under my bed, or that was more scarier than any of that type of stuff. So I was one of those kids that I had a big old basket. I had a big basket full of toys. You know, toys that I've had ever since I was a little baby, all the way up till my preteen years. And some of these toys, most of these toys, I didn't even really play with like that. But since they had so much sentimental value, I didn't want to throw these things away. I had a bunch of clothes in my closet from when I was little, stuff that I've outgrown. So with that being said, my closet was always packed full of stuff that I really didn't wear, toys that I really didn't play with, and all of these things, plus those times when my mom would make me clean up my room, and instead of me cleaning up my room, I would just throw everything in the closet and close the door. These were all things that eventually resulted to me opening up my closet door, and not only a whole bunch of toys falling out all over the place, but a few bugs would come out too, and it would be super scary. And it would also be kind of embarrassing when I would have friends that would want to come over, or I would have cousins and stuff like that would want to come over. And even though all my toys and all of that was in that closet, I did not want to open up that door because I didn't know what would come out, you know. And I knew that would cause a negative type of reaction, and then they wouldn't want to play with me no more. So me being lazy, I was like, you know what? Instead of me having to keep going through this, let me just take all of my favorite toys that I know that I'm gonna play with on a daily basis. And I had this little chest that I was gifted. I think my grandmother gave me this chest for Christmas, and it was a wooden box that had these clasps on them, these brass clasps on them, so that way once you clasp it, nothing can get in that box. Nothing can get in there. So I would take my favorite toys, all my candy, all my chips, all of my little allowance money, and I would put all of that stuff in that brown chest. And then I would take the clothes that I knew that I was going to wear the most, and I would put those clothes outside the closet door, or I would put them in the hallway or something like that. So when I need to wear those clothes, I would have them to wear, so I wouldn't have to go in that closet for nothing. So this is the issue that happened with this. The issue was when I would get in trouble and I would get grounded and stuff like that, my parents already knew if they took that brown chest away from me, I would be devastated, because those were all of my favorite toys. That's where all of my favorite toys and all of my favorite games and all of that stuff was at the end of the day, which led me to have to go in that closet eventually. And then I would have to go through the same thing, me being scared, you know, bugs crawling out and all of that stuff. Everything that I thought that I was trying to keep myself from experiencing, I still experienced it. Even when it came to my favorite clothes, since I would put them in open places, and you know, me and my dad, a lot of times we would wear, we had the same shirt sizes and stuff like that. Sometimes I would get mad because my dad would find my clothes, my favorite shirts and my favorite stuff, and he would put them on, and he would mow grass, and I'll be so mad. But you know, if I would have just kept it in my closet and made sure that closet was clean, took out all the stuff that didn't need to be in there, so I can have room. That wouldn't have happened. So it got to a point when I got older, and I stopped playing with toys like that. I had my PlayStation and all of that. I just decided enough was enough. And I went in that closet, pulled everything out, had me 2 or 3 garbage bags, and yeah, I cleaned all of that stuff out. And needless to say, when I finished, even though it was a very tedious process, because it was so much stuff that that piled up during that time. It was so many clothes that piled up, so much stuff that piled up. But once I cleaned all that stuff out of my closet, now my closet is damn near empty, So now there's no place for these bugs to hide at anymore. So now I can just open up my closet. There's no bugs in there, or if there was a bug, it's like you can see it. Like, it's not a thing where you got to pick something up or pull a shirt back or something like that, and then it pops out and it scares you. So there's a reason why I told y'all about this experience that I had, is because I want to pose this question to you all in regards to your journey. Erykah Badu, she has this song about the bag lady, and how when we're on this journey and we're picking up different things, different ways of thinking, different ways of going about our lives and all of this stuff, when we learn new ways of thinking and we learn new things, then we will put the old way in a esoteric closet, if you will, in the back of your mind. And as we go on this journey, that closet tends to fill up. And depending on how fast you're going on this journey and how much you outgrow things and how much you grow, your closet may fill up rather quickly. So with that being said, in this analogy, what do the roaches represent? Well, we know that roaches are pests, and for the most part, if your house is clean, you're not really going to experience a heavy roach infestation if you keep your house clean. But since we don't live in a bubble, and we have to be in this world, and we have to participate in the things of this world just to live, just to survive, things like that. Just like in my situation where our house was always clean, but it was the environment that the house was in that made the roaches. So with that being said, you may be in an environment, or you may be in a certain situation where there's a lot of negativity around you. There's a lot of pests. There's a lot of pestilence that's around you. And, you may be in a situation where you may not have the wherewithal to change your environment just yet. So if this is you, that means that you got to keep your house extra clean. You can't miss no spots. You can't slack off not one time when it comes to keeping your space, your sacred space, whether that's your body, whether that's your mind, your thoughts, your feelings, keeping all of those things positive and keeping those things clean, especially if you're in a pestilence type of environment. But I know a lot of times we go through issues on this path, and it may seem like the new way may not be working. We may not have gave it enough time to work or whatever. And if we don't have the patience that we need in order for us to let that new way work and stuff like that, it'll be just like when I would be on punishment and my dad would take away that box of my favorite toys. And then since my closet wasn't clean, I had to go back to those old toys, stuff that I ain't even really like, stuff that I don't even really play with like that. And then with that being said, now I'm going back, seeing those bugs again and all of that, because I thought that I could shortcut. I thought that I could quick fix something without cleaning out my closet. which was what the main thing was that I needed to do. I know sometimes in this journey, we could be so uncomfortable, and then we get that one situation or we get that one environment, and we feel like that this is going to be what's comfortable for us, and we can relish in that environment for a while, and in that time we can accumulate a lot of things, a lot of baggage. We can accumulate a lot of baggage that needs to be clean. And sometimes in our physical world, in our physical life, sometimes it takes for you to see a roach in order for you to be on alert and be like, yo, yeah, I need to get around and clean this stuff up. I need to clean this up, because a lot of times they don't come alone. Now, esoterically, that could be a little dangerous, because you don't know what that uncomfortable thing that's really gonna make you get up and get your stuff together. You don't know what that's gonna symbolize, what that roach is gonna symbolize esoterically. For some people, it may mean you might have to go to jail and sit for a while so you can get yourself together. It might mean that you might get sent to a mental asylum, or you might lose it all. So now you're on the street, or you're in your car, or you're at your hotel or something like that, and you got to figure it out. You got to think it over. It might have got so bad to where you got to call pest control because you let it get too out of hand, all because you didn't clean out your closet. Because if you carry your being like it's just super clean and all of that type of stuff, and then people want to test that, and they start opening up your cabinets and opening up your refrigerator and all of that, and then they go into your closet, like when my mom would tell me to clean up my room so I can go play my game, and then I would try to throw everything in the closet, make my bed up, and act like everything is cool. And then she will come and do that inspection, and then she will open up that closet door and everything falls out. You don't want that to be you esoterically. When it comes to things that no longer suit us, when it comes to things that's no longer going to give us any value in the way that we're going right now, it's better just to let those things go. It's best to just throw them away. Because at the end of the day, all it's going to do is just keep on piling up. And all it takes is for one roach to lay an egg in that closet. And now you got a whole infestation. You got a whole infestation that, a bottle of Raid ain't gonna solve it. You're gonna need to call pest control. And that's embarrassing. That's very embarrassing. So, like I said, we're in Virgo season right now. So we're just analyzing and we're reflecting. We have a Scorpio moon, so we're analyzing and we're reflecting on deep things that we need to change about ourselves, deep desires that we need to just go ahead and let it show, no matter what people may say or think. Because at the end of the day, you can't expose someone who's transparent. You can't expose someone who has a truly clean house. It's nothing to expose. And at the end of the day, it ends up being a situation to where that person who's trying to expose your clean house that's really clean, it makes them look stupid. It makes them look stupid. It makes them look very uncredible and all those things, because you made sure that your house is in order. We live in an environment full of pestilence, full of evil, full of negativity, and you can be the most holy roller type of person and still get hit. You can still track in bugs in your house. You can be the cleanest person, and if you're in an environment we live in an environment that's full of this pestilence. We always have to have that day, or we always have to have that moment where we're constantly analyzing the things, the people, places, and things that we've outgrown, the people, places, and things that we no longer need in our lives because it's only taking up useless space. And the more you can get rid of those things, and the more that you can make sure that that everything that you're putting out for people to see, like everything that's that you say is a part of your being, that is true, that is righteous, and you're living in truth, then you don't have anything to worry about. So again, I would like to ask you all, when was the last time you cleaned out your closet? All right, y'all. So that's my short. I hope you all enjoyed that. I hope I was able to speak something into your life, something positive that you can take to use in your own life. Right now, I'm currently cleaning out my closet. That's why y'all haven't been really seeing me like that. I've been working on myself. I've been really behind the scenes, doing those things to make sure that when I come out to y'all and I'm speaking my truth and all of that type of stuff, that it is coming from a pure and innocent type of place, and it's hard to do that when your shit ain't together. It's hard to do that when your house isn't in order. So again, if you all would like to get a consultation, natal chart reading, or to sign up for my shadow work class, please go to www.bandclaptv.com. Also, if you want to look at my podcast and rant videos and stuff like that in my live streams before they're released to YouTube and after they're taken down from YouTube, join my Patreon, www.patreon.com/bandclaptv. I'll be having more videos like this coming soon, so I hope y'all enjoyed this. And yeah, BandClap TV, we out. I'll see y'all on the next one.